Oh, my brothers, I am in that spooky state of mind. It's getting darker early. There are zombies and vampires and ghouls out there in people's yards. The leaves are falling. And who knows what evil lurks amidst the piles? What mysteries dwell in the twilight of dusk? So let's have a little fun today. Magic the Gathering has a proud history of playing with horror. You have different flavors: gothic horror, Victorian horror, cosmic, and folk. Cool thing is, all these things exist in pop culture, so let's talk about some analogs for our favorite horror characters. Some of these are kind of obvious, but you know what, man? Old Nicky G always throws a couple curveballs down the plate. That's better, Commander brother. We have fun here. It's not such a serious matter. So subscribe to the channel, dude. Magic should be fun. You should have a theme Commander deck for those Bracket 2 pods, and as always, thanks to the patrons, the damn Discord devil worshippers out there, and the malevolent members here on YouTube. Man, let's talk about this guy, the iconic horror villain Freddy Krueger. This was one of Johnny Depp's first movies, by the way. This movie, to this day, is terrifying, brother. That scene with the cute lady in the body bag, the dreamlike way that things slip between nightmares and the real world, the terror of going to sleep. There's a lot to it, man. When I was a kid, they were going to show this movie on Fox, like a TV censored version. I got all dressed up. I had a Freddy glove ready to go, and I tapped out on the intro music. It's too scary. So that's the premise of this video. Listen, if I was going to do a Commander deck, do an altar, and have some talented artist slap a Freddy Krueger on a Commander, who would I choose? Well, you get down to the essence of what Freddy's about in the movies. In the later movies, he gets a little campy, gets a little goofy, but it's all about one-liners and creatively killing high school students. He transcends the real world, stalks you through nightmares. So of course you have Chainer Nightmare Adept, that's a good one. So that's 2 black and a red. Legendary creature, human minion, it's a 3/2. Discard a card. You may cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn, activate only once each turn. Whenever a non-token creature you control enters, if you didn't cast it from your hand, it gains haste until your next turn. Love this commander. It's got a lot of creativity to it. It's tricky, reasonably powerful, and juicy. And he's got that nightmare tie-in. But we ain't done here. A really easy one to mod would be this guy. Looks like Freddy Krueger. He's got that claw, brother. Put that Krueger glove on there. Plus he's all burnt up from Phyrexian science. Slap a red and green striped sweater on this guy and a fedora, you're good to go. Mechanically, it's kind of a decent fit, showcasing Freddy's power. Grevin, the Predator Captain, 3 black and a red for a legendary creature. Phyrexian human warrior, it's a 5/5 with menace, gets +X/+O, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. Whenever Grevin attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you draw cards equal to that creature's power, lose life equal to that creature's toughness. It's a decent steal and sack commander. It's a little chaotic. Life loss can be really fun. Gets nasty with Phyrexian mana combos and can be a really mean deck, man. I do have a Grevin deck. I'll share the deck list here. It's not super optimized, but it is fun. One of the most mechanically sound and favorite options for old Freddy Krueger here is the zombie warrior himself, Cedrus the Traitor King. So this is 6 mana, 3 and a Grixis for a legendary creature, big old zombie warrior, 5/5. Each creature card in your graveyard has Unearth for 2 and a black. He bids his minions rise from their graves to their knees. Damn, this fella's beefy, dude, and that Unearth ability is pretty nasty. Cedrus was a little more powerful back in 2012. It's probably powered out today, but that's life, brother. Yeah, that's right, Cedrus Krueger. He's gonna be a Krueger. Alright, man, this video is gonna center on some stuff from the 80s because that's when I grew up, dude. If you want some new horror movie, guys, you gotta watch somebody younger because I'm an old dude. Now, believe it or not, this guy didn't get his iconic hockey mask until the 3rd movie, and that's Jason Vorhees. This guy stalked the kiddos at Crystal Lake, and he's kind of like this implacable stalker. It's like Wolverine. He's got regenerative powers in the later movies, but as a grounded character in the first couple movies, man, with a firm basis in reality that made him really scary, he was hard to kill, impossible to get rid of, and kept coming back no matter what. There was this crazy Nintendo game back in the day. The Friday the 13th game was impossible to beat, but it was kind of fun to play, man. Anytime Jason showed up, you knew you were in for a bad time. Anyways, man, Jason as a character was kind of like this dirty guy. Looks like he just rose from the grave. He was unstoppable, violent, and mean. So who's a good legend to represent this beast? Listen, this one's a classic. Skullbriar, the Walking Grave. Black and a green for a legendary creature. A zombie elemental. It's a 1/1, has haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. counters remain on Skullbriar as it moves to any zone other than a player's hand or library. It just gets bigger, bigger, has haste, so it comes down for 2 freaking mana, starts blasting fools. It's a great fight and bite commander too. Really needs trample or some type of evasion, but kind of exemplifies the implaceable stalker mechanic. Somebody was looking for Skullbriar in my Golgari counters video, but I figure I'd talk about him here instead. Aw man, we have another Golgari option here, Hogak, the Arisen Necropolis. This guy's 5 and 2 hybrid black-green, 7 mana. Legendary creature, avatar, it's an 8/8. You cannot spend mana to cast this spell. Has Convoke and Delve. You may cast this card from your graveyard, has Trample. There's that Trample, but this one needs a little haste. Anyways, man, this would make a great Jason Voorhees. Hogak is a big boy and a real beast, a whopping 8 power. You need a bit of a setup, requiring either a board presence or self-mill, likely a combination of the two, to make that colored mana, but you can cast them from your graveyard, exemplifying that relentless violence. Last one here, let's talk about one of the most iconic horror antagonists in history, Clive Barker's Hell Priest, or lead Cenobite, but commonly known as Pinhead. Listen to this wiki description of this guy. Described by Doug Bradley as stronger than Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, Pinhead is an extremely powerful being with supernatural abilities. His preferred method of attack is to summon hooks and chains that mutilate victims, often tearing them apart. These chains are subject to his total mental control, able to emerge from seemingly anywhere and move in any direction according to his will. The chains and hooks may even change shape after having attacked a victim. Pinhead is highly resilient to physical damage, resisting both gunshots and futuristic energy weapons. Oh man, I gotta see that one. His magic can be used to summon objects out of thin air, teleport, cause explosions at a distance, and cast illusions. He's capable of converting other people into Cenobites, though this requires them to die in the process. Pinhead is obviously a beast here, probably best exemplified by the Dimir color identity. The Cenobites are supernatural, tricky, but adhere to a very rigid set of rules. Pinhead doesn't kill people indiscriminately, it's more of his duty to torture and fulfill the unholy desires of those who seek him out, those who open Le Marchand's Lament configuration. So how do we represent this fella on the battlefield? The first thing I thought of was a powerhouse 2-mana beast, this fella right here, Lazav the Multifarious, blue and a black for a legendary creature, Shapeshifter. It's a 1/3, when it enters, surveil 1. Has X, Lazav becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with mana value X, except its name is Lazav the Multifarious. It's legendary in addition to its other types, has this ability. This guy is nasty. I've talked about it before, I did a whole video on it because it lends itself to some very early, very tricky combos. It's a very directed deck. You need to surgically place combo pieces in the graveyard. Necrotic Ooze combos, Phage the Untouchable shenanigans, and weird Phyrexian Dreadnought nastiness, man. I love this thing. I love this guy. It's kind of sad what they did with Lazav in some of the later sets because he was a commander that could strike fear into the hearts of decent pods. His very first card was also a neat card that I think would fit fine here in this with Pinhead. So listen, man, I'll probably do a couple more of these for October. Horror is one of my favorite genres. It's interesting what it makes you feel. I gotta feel something, man. Revulsion, fear. You feel uncomfortable watching some of this stuff. I like that. I like feeling vulnerable because in real life I'm so strong and virile, At the same time, there's always some magical reason why I wouldn't get killed. I gotta be safe, brother. I'm not a student on Elm Street, I'm not a camper on Crystal Lake, and I don't have one of those Cenobite magic cubes. Enjoy your spooky October, brothers. I hope it's great. I love you guys. Nikki G, signing off.